The Wolf, A Fractured Fairy Tale by Larry Roberts. Once upon a time, in a land far away there lived a tribe called the Wolf People. The Wolf People were a terror to their enemy, the Good People. The Good People had a lot of really neat stuff, a great lifestyle, and smartphones that the Wolf People wanted very badly. The reason the Good People had the neat stuff and a really great lifestyle was because they were addicted to a drug called something earned, which was consumed throughout the land. The Good People went through a lot of pain, heartache, and failure to obtain something earned, but it was worth it. The Wolf People were evil and very sneaky and were constantly figuring out how to do in the Good People to get the Good People stuff. Many Good People were done in and many suffered because of the dastardly deeds of the Wolf People. The Wolf People wanted more and more, so they built a vast army and began invading the Good People's villages and lands. The Good People, good of heart but always willing to feel guilty about something, and unbelievably, always erring on the side of their enemies, which continually screwed up their judgment, eventually got tired of being invaded and being done in by the Wolf People, so they united their villages, invented cool stuff to do in Wolf People with, and declared war on them. United, the Good People were strong, determined, inventive, and equipped with really cool war machines. They soon produced so many great war machines and heroic soldiers that they were winning the war. The Wolf People were beaten, but the war dragged on because the Wolf People's leaders really hated the Good People and really wanted their stuff, especially their smartphones. Plus, these leaders were really whacked out and were living in a fantasy land of lies and myths about their superiority. They just would not give up. The Good People liked to taunt the Wolf People by calling them names like loser and lowlife.
Lowlife!
This really pissed off the Wolf People. But the Wolf People could not use their pissed offness to any good effect because the Good People just laughed and drew funny mustaches and beards and giant eyebrows on the Wolf People leaders' pictures and used the pictures as wallpaper as they machine-gunned the Wolf People down. The war dragged on. The Good People finally got tired of all this rigmarole and said enough is enough. The Good People, at great length, finally put an end to the war by bombing the Wolf People's villages of Dresden, Munich, Nagasaki, and Hiroshima, to name a few, with giant bombs. The Good People had thousands of airplanes, thousands of tanks, thousands of soldiers, thousands of smart bombs, thousands of smartphones, and a cool new invention called artificial intelligence that the Wolf People did not have. The Wolf People could not do in and terrorize the Good People anymore. The Good People felt good about themselves after doing the Wolf People in and making their villages and world a safer place with a great lifestyle and smartphones. After the war, there came an unprecedented era of prosperity, personal growth, and national growth centered on responsible freedom. As time went on, things became a little too easy. The Wolf People were not at the door anymore, so the Good People had no need to stay vigilant. They began to indulge themselves. The Good People were prosperous, but a lot of them felt really guilty about their success, their lifestyle, and how they had beaten down the evil Wolf People. The Good People's cluelessness grew into colossal blindness. Education and moral standards started dropping. The Good People were making lots of money and were buying lots of neat stuff. Soon an addicting drug became available and spread like wildfire. This drug was called something for nothing. It became very popular and fashionable. The Good People really liked this stuff because it bypassed the pain and failure necessary to achieve success that the something earned drug entailed. One only needed to elect people to confiscate what the Good People earned via the something earned drug and give it to the lazy people that did not earn it via the something for nothing drug. What an idea! Wonderful! Soon the Good People realized they could vote for leaders to give them something for nothing, and other weird drugs like marijuana, cocaine, and fentanyl all the time, and they would not have to work and have pain. Wow! Light bulbs went on all over the land. They couldn't believe how stupid they had been. Why use something earned when you could use something for nothing to bypass all that suffering and effort to get the neat stuff? As time went on, fewer and fewer people were using something earned. Something earned could not compete with something for nothing. Society started to disintegrate because of the addiction to something for nothing, as it was getting less and less available because there were less and less producers of something for nothing. Society became more and more violent and dangerous because the people really wanted something for nothing, and they were not using something earned. Pain and responsibility had been removed from their lives because of something for nothing, and they were not going back to something earned. If necessary, they would kill for it, steal for it, and for sure elect more and more leaders to get it to them. Leaders were happy to give the people something for nothing, as it would keep them in office. More and more of the good people realized this and saw it as an easy way to become a leader and get more something for nothing for them personally and their constituents as well. A win-win. A vast amount of good people became addicted to something for nothing, most of them. The wolf was back. He was hiding within the something for nothing. Many good people were now wolf people. In time, the new wolf people overpowered the old good people. Their once great villages, New York, Los Angeles, Milwaukee, Detroit, and others, turned blue and decayed. They were filled with terror, death, violent protests, and destruction. In a last stand, the good people retreated to this wonderful place called Flyover Country, but it was an exercise in futility. It was too late. Something for nothing was just too addictive. Everybody was getting in on something for nothing. Soon, almost all of the good people had become wolf people, and they had a voracious appetite for something for nothing. The wolf was winning big time. The pendulum had swung, and it was taking out good people right and left. The greatest bulwark of all time that had always severely impeded the wolf was a fortress called the family. But the family had become weakened and culturally lost because of permissiveness, no accountability, no punishment, parents that were actually children, generational poor choices, addiction to drugs of all kinds. But most of all, that wonderful something for nothing. The family fortress was soon washed away in a sea of destruction, morally and physically. The wolf people now dominated all the villages. Productivity and the availability of all the neat stuff that the wolf people wanted was almost gone. The availability of something for nothing also became less and less. The wolf people in power began jacking up the tax rate for the small minority of still producing good people in order to fund the growing giant demand for something for nothing. More and more taxes were instituted. Pretty soon the good people were paying out more than half their earnings to fund something for nothing. The federal government started printing funny money like crazy to keep up with the something for nothing demand. The money printers went drizzle drazzle druzzle drone. Drizzle drazzle druzzle drone. Let's give everyone a loan. All day and night inflation soared. The remaining good people said, the heck with this, I'm going over to the wolf side. I want my share of something for nothing. All the good people had now left the building. There was no more something for nothing to be had in all the land. Eventually a light came on somewhere, and a few of the wolf people began to question why. They remembered how good they had it, and how it felt to achieve success by earning it with something earned. They realized they had to get back to their roots and start taking the road less traveled. Something earned was the way to true success and neat stuff like smartphones. They had to become good people again. The tiny group of good people started rejecting the something for nothing world. They started working and earning, rejecting something for nothing. Couples said and kept the sacred vows of marriage to begin rebuilding the family fortress. The good people began attracting others who were sick of the wolf people ways. They started building a new society with enforced rules, high standards, and penalties for bad behavior. They built strong villages to keep out the wolf. The family fortress was once again strong. Society prospered. Neat stuff became available. The good people had regained their great lifestyle. The wolf was no longer at the door, and the wolf people had been vanquished. Since there was now no need to remain vigilant, people started to become lax and lazy. Soon a wonderful new drug started making the rounds. It was very well received. It took away the pain and sting of the failure necessary to succeed. It was called entitlement culture.